So, hello, love. So, my message today is kind of a personal one, and it's also meant to extend to you what I think is really important in life. About a month ago, I was in the hospital for a couple of days with a health scare, and I came out of it well, so don't worry about that. I don't need to tell you about what that was all about. But I had really good care at the hospital. I had a lot of people who really cared for me in the meantime, my husband most of all. I had the minister from my church. I had other people who are my associates, were called practitioners from my church who prayed for me. I had people from my mastermind group. I have these women. We're part of an incredible mastermind group. There's five of us, and they all help me in this high place for healing and well-being. And I had family and friends who reached out, and they reached out for a long time afterwards and continue to do so. And I left there, or I should say, I came home a couple days after I was in the hospital and had a bunch of tests done and things like that. And having, spent some time with my doctor, and I had you know, a greater understanding about the importance of life, even more so than before. And I always thought I had a pretty good handle on it, but I do even more so now. But I understand these things about, just the general things about taking care of yourself, self-care, self-love, eating, what's right for you, getting good sleep, getting, being so grateful for the people around you, the people that care for you. And there were so many. I honestly didn't know that many people cared about me. I was I was like, wow, this is just really astounding. And it was just lovely. And it continues to be so. And I continue to think about how blessed I was and blessed I am to have received that kind of care from all these many people. There were hundreds of them. And so I left there feeling tremendously grateful. I came home and my cats were really happy to see me. And one of my cats is she's kind of my cat, or I'm her human rather. And she just was glued to me, and she still is. And it's kind of like, cats are very healing animals. Dogs are as well, but we have cats right now. And so they're just with us all the time. And so she stays glued to me. She sleeps with me. She sits on my lap. She meditates with me. she's she's in the room right now, and so is our other cat, who is my husband. She's the one who's glued to my husband all the time. But I'm just so grateful, and I learned even more things about being mindful, about being in the moment of here and now, being in the present moment, the importance of that, because I needed to be when I was just before we went to the hospital, before my husband took me at 3 in the morning, because I woke up and went, I think you need to take me to the hospital. And I had to be very careful, very mindful, move very slowly, be very mindful about how I was doing what I was doing so that I wouldn't create a bigger problem that was already in process. So it's about being mindful, being careful, knowing that the moment that you're in is the most important moment. It's kind of the whole idea of washing the dishes to wash the dishes, or chopping wood, carrying water. They say for people who are enlightened that before you're enlightened, you chop wood and carry water. After you're enlightened, you chop wood and carry water. The whole idea is that you're in this place of here and now, and this moment is the most important moment that you're in. I realized that with all the friends and the family and the people that sent me cards, and some who sent me cards from that live far away, or that called, or sent me messages every day and just let me know that they care about me. And I felt so tremendously loved, because the greatest thing we have is love. It's love. I had people that don't even know me, but people who um, I admire greatly that I study people that I follow who also sent me messages in very um, quiet ways to let me know that they cared for me. They're sending message about the heart, messages about taking care of ourselves and coming from love and coming from peace and coming from this place of where we are so guided all the time. And when we're in this place of here and now, in this moment, this present moment of every single day, that the exchanges that we have with each other, with other people, with groups of people, with opportunities to share, um, opportunities to be grateful, to let people know how much we appreciate their care and their kindness and their generosity of heart. Nothing's better than that. And so I send this message to you today to remind you that that's who you are, to remind you of your own importance, to remind you of how so many hundreds, thousands of people love you and care for you. Some might depend upon you, but how they love you just because of who you are. They love you just because you work so hard, or that you've given them your time, or you've listened to them in a time of need, or you've been compassionate, or you've been there for them in times of need. The list goes on and on and on. But they love you as you love them. It's the greatest thing we have. And that's why I start every one of my messages with you is hello, love, or hello, my loves, however you want to say that, because that's the most important thing. To me, that is what the grand overall design of life is all about, is love. And it comes in the form of peace. It comes in the form of compassion and joy and wonder and beauty and grace and excellence. And there's a big long list of what love is all about. But it's who you are, it's who I am, it's what we do. It's not only how we extend ourselves, it's what we give to each other, how we share with each other, but it's how we receive love as well. It's how we do what we do in life to do the best we can with what we have, and extending that and sharing that with other people, and knowing that that is something that can support them in being a better person, or support them in their lives in some way, support animals, support Earth herself, and how we can do this in grand and magnificent ways. They are just endless ways that we can share our love and our care. And so I just end this right now to tell you I love you and how grateful I am to be alive and to be the recipient of so many people's care. So many people who didn't even know me, doctors and nurses and people who cared for me, and people who just every single day are kind, people who are generous of heart, just because that's the way to be. And that's what we do. And nothing's more powerful than that. So I send you lots of love. And as my grandma used to say, love you bunches. Bye for now.